Hello artists of all ages, welcome to my studio. My name is Niki Collier and this is
Tanya.
Tanya and myself are going to show you the magic of making felt. Felt is a magical process of creating fabric from wool fibers using just a handful of soap flakes, a little bit of hot water and a lot of smiles and imagination. And I'm sure you know wool. You've seen it mostly like that. That's how it comes on the sheep. But today we're going to use with wool that is like that. It has been combed and dyed. It's like the hair of a superstar, like Rihanna. For this project, you would need a little bit of wool, bubble wrap and some soap made into soap flakes. In all the projects that I will be showing, you would be working with bubble wrap that is, the bubbles are up. So when you touch it, you actually can feel the bubbles. I'm just going to show you how a simple felt is made, and I will be using a little bit of purple, some red and maybe a touch of pink. Let's start making. So the first thing to do is to pull the fibers. If you think of the wool being the hair of the sheep, it is cut to a particular length. If you hold it too close, you won't be able to pull it because that's not where the wool is cut. If you hold it too far, you will be pulling just too much. So you need to hold it at about that much distance with one hand and then just start pulling the wool. You're putting it in a straight line going up, and you are following the same direction, slightly overlapping the previous amount that you've pulled with the next one, and then you start overlaying it. I'm going to use this wool to show you how much you need to overlay. So you can see that up to here all the wool is evenly distributed, and from here on it's some of it is longer and some of it is shorter. So we are going to put the next row of wool on top of this, just exactly where it starts to slightly thin down, and that will create very even fabric. And on the last part of your rows that you're laying, if you've put the hand side of the wool this way, on the last one they will need to go the opposite way. That is to create a more even fabric. Okay, so once you've put the wool in vertical direction, we will follow this process by putting it in horizontal direction. Again, I'm going to use different color so that I can show you how it needs to look when it's done. So I've put some hot water into my watering can. And don't forget that you can actually use just a milk bottle. I will put some soap flakes inside as well. My watering can is a bit hot, so I'm just going to hold it with a little bit of wool. I'm shaking it so the soap flakes spread nicely. And then I'm just going to pour the water onto my project. So cover your project all over with soapy water. Careful not to spread too much water because it can move the wool. Then you cover with the rest of the bubble wrap. Make sure that you've positioned your bubble wrap in a way that the bottom can cover the amount of the size of the project you're making. Put your hands, both hands, on top of your project. Add a little bit of soapy water on top, and then use all of your hand to rub on top. Roll, roll, roll your hands gently down the felt. Merrily, 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 make sure it is flat. Roll, roll, roll your hands gently down the mat. Merrily, 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 make sure it is flat. Sing this song about how many times? 5 times. After that you open it. If you want your edges to not be wispy, you slightly move your hands. Usually, in order to have a finished piece, you would go till that is this size, but at the moment we're just making a pre-felt, so this is enough shrinkage. We just need the fibers to stick together. You take the water out, and there you have it, a piece of pre-felt made. So you can have pre-felt in as many shapes, colors and sizes as you would like, but you have to bear in mind that if you want to make a solid shape of let's say a house, it's best to have pieces that are big enough that you can cut a square in that size. Let's say like this one here, and this one. You have the blue here, and these are our pre-felt made. So let's start the real work.